My hospital has a fake LED window on their ceiling. How dare you trick me into thinking it's a nice day outside? I mean, it might be the photo, but this actually kind of looked really good. At least they're attempting to deceive my brain in a nice way. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life because that field isn't hiring. The good old times. The last time housing was this unaffordable was in Victorian times. House prices now stand at more than 9 times the average salary, a ratio not seen since 1876. There you go, easy solution, just find 12 friends to buy a house together. That's totally a tolerable situation for us to all be in. Just imagine the cleaning roster with 11 housemates. Copyright means you may need permission to put photos of your own furnished room online. How dare you purchase our furniture and designs for your home? Yes, our company isn't in the rental market and therefore have no interest in actually exploring this sort of industry, but you're basically stealing our money. This packaging uses an optical illusion to make the vegetables look more green. Oh, you just know they looked up some sort of legal loophole as to how much green they're allowed to have on their packaging before it's deemed deceptive. Captured Russian weapons are packed with US microchips. Well, thank goodness this is coming to light now, on May 27th, 2022. Really putting your fingers in all the pies, aren't you, American military system? Walmart has an employee food pantry instead of paying enough for their workers to eat. Oh, but you don't understand. The company only made $1 billion in profit compared to their normal target of $2 billion. Please, won't someone think of the billionaires? Minimum wage is depressing. Let's move on to something more wholesome and, just an underdog making their way through life. Oh, hey, it's a woman who makes $80,000 selling nudes on OnlyFans to pay for cancer treatment. Delivery person in Wuhan using exoskeleton to help him carry more parcels. Okay, but what's dystopian in a sad sense about this? This is just awesome. Now we can enjoy the fun physics of Death Stranding in real life. Just walk down a slight decline and it's... A picnic garden in Turkey. Oh no. It's like an architect had a very low budget and just learned what copying and pasting is. My shift leader got treated to a pizza for coming in on his birthday. Oh, and he's so happy! And all his friends are there to celebrate, like chair and trash. Need books? No worries! Donate plasma. How nice of you, America. Want access to what is the minimum expectation of education these days? Sacrifice all your bodily fluids. Plastic pollution is fusing with geological material to make plastiglomerates, or plastiglomerates, whatever. You heard it right, folks. The Earth saw what we were doing to the fishies and was like, oh yeah, I want that. New Hampshire's Live Free or Die license plates are made by the incarcerated. How ironic. They're clearly not even abiding by the latter. I mean, unless they're zombies. Not gonna lie, if a zombie made my license plate, I would definitely buy it. Most grateful employer. We did it! $90 million in sales in 2022! Celebrate with a cupcake in the break room this Sunday. Way to go, team! Keep up the great work! Fill it, sign it, zone it, done it, I don't know it. Well done what I'm going to assume is Target by the color scheme. Why give out bonuses to the staff who actually make the money for you when you can give them cheap cupcakes? Country with shrinking population decides prison living is worthwhile. You think this would incentivize them to build spaces that are larger and more comfortable, but no, this will just incentivize them to make prisons look more smaller. Private companies can brand potholes after they fix it in Johannesburg. Okay, but no, again, this is like the exoskeleton. I'm kind of for this. Would hasten the repairs on public spaces, less intrusive to the local architecture if they put up a giant billboard. And if I don't like the company, I get to know the pleasure that I drove over them with my dirty tires. 1 in 6. 1 in 6 Australian adults are severely food insecure. Yay! Truly an amazing statistic to behold in 2023, a world with an abundance of overconsumption. Global antidepressant usage. God, that's is so weird to read in a positive tone. Global antidepressant users per 1,000 people. Oh, look at that, US. Congratulations! You're now number 1 in something else aside from gun violence. Let's just see who's second on the list. Okay. Iceland must be a dapper place to live in. Neck and neck to taking the lead of a population of hundreds of thousands versus hundreds of millions. Then lagging behind in third place, Australia. Come on, guys, what is this? Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards, presented by the US Air Force? Let's count down the most epic slime moments from the Kids' Choice Awards, presented by the Military Industrial Complex. Thanks to our sponsorship, this year's slime will be Agent Orange. Can't afford food? Buy a TV.
Don't buy eggs, buy TVs. Electronic prices are defying inflation. It's a great time to buy a TV, phone, or laptop. Here's advice on getting a good deal.
The Washington Post, journalism at its finest. Attempts to ban books reached a record high in 2022. Attempted book bans and restrictions at school and public libraries continue to surge, setting a record in 2022 according to a new report from the American Library. I am fascinated by the idea of banning drag queen related things when that stuff has been around since the bloody 80s. How dare they not consider Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, a work of art? Shrinkflation in action. Darigold reduced the half-gallon container by 5 ounce. Now people on the women, infants, and children food benefits can't buy it. Seen at Winco. Yeah, this doesn't make much sense to me. I'm going to need someone to explain it in the comments. Like, why does WIC not allow this? Do they not like the packaging size? What? Government removed old entrance of a footbridge, Metro Taiwan, and force everyone to go through this new shopping center. And the big corporation reminds you to spend money for their own profit. Shopping is always a good idea. I looked this up to try and find the original footbridge, but all I found was more walls that showed this sort of language, and they all lack subtlety. To quote them, life is too short to wear boring clothes. Work hard so you can shop harder. I shop, therefore I am. You can look this up. Wow, it is something. More than $2 million is a lot of money. I'm not suggesting otherwise, but when it comes to retirement, it doesn't mean you're automatically good to go once you hit the $1 million mark. From a MarketWatch website about retirement. I'm 66, we have more than 2 million, I just want to golf. Can I retire? In this day and age, apparently, no. And when you take into account inflation, just imagine how fun it's going to be for all of us in the 2070s to 2090s. BetterHelp shared user data for ad revenue, FTC alleges. So it's one thing if you access a website or program for free. You know, you're kind of making that trade where I trade my private information as a commodity to access this site and use it. That's how Facebook and stuff work. But you have to pay to use BetterHelp. Honestly, I eagerly wait the day that politicians put through a law that my private information should only be sold by me, and if anyone else sells it, I get to sue them. The LA Sheriff's Department is run partly by gangs. Oh man, a group of people in a certain position of power abusing that authority because they keep getting away with it and no accountability? Who saw that coming? One of the 2 remaining northern white rhinos in the world guarded 24 hours a day to guard against poachers. Okay, that's just a cute photo. Let's just appreciate this. Cute photo, man sleeping next to animal. Very sweet. Very nice. Very calming. Anyway.
World is on the brink of catastrophic warming! Wake up! Stop sleeping!
This is why I'm thankful to live in a day and age where information is accessible. So when society eventually does break down, we'll at least know the names and lists of people who were in power and caused all this, so we all know who to eat first. They sentenced couple who stole roast chicken to 14 years in prison. Mother claims son passed out of hunger. At some point, you gotta consider maybe people are resorting to crimes not because they want to be a-holes, but because they literally have no other choice. Utah man robbed bank of just $1, then waited to be arrested to get healthcare, police say. This man clearly learned the true American dream is in the prisons. Researchers have created tiny, fairy-like robots that could replace dying bumblebees, superior to its natural counterparts. Well, I hoped you liked the video game Horizon Zero Dawn because it's about to become a history lesson. When influencers are role models, it makes sense for a 3-year-old to want a toy ring light. Oh wow, the generation shock. I for one am glad for this. Finally, saying you want to be an actor will no longer be the most shameful profession to admit. The automatic teller machines will only be available when human tellers are in the building. I just wanted some cash on a Sunday. Pretty certain this is due to homeless people crashing in the ATM room after hours. I mean, just put an ATM machine on the outside of the building? Why don't they do that? Meta had a leak. That's good to see they're getting some vegetables in their diet. Anyway, here's what Meta was caught out saying.
We should be able to run a very good ads business, he said. I think it's easy to imagine how ads would show up in space when you have AR glasses on. Our ability to track conversions, which is where there has been a lot of focus as a company, should also be close to 100%.
In this case, I'm pretty sure conversions was meant to say conversations. Though I might be wrong, conversions might actually be a genuine term in this context. Sacred advertising. Oh,
Ew. Oh, ew. Oh my god. This makes me want to throw out my Samsung. Get the hell off there. Go fill a pothole so I can drive over you.
I got charged $1.77 for crying while being prescribed antidepressants. What?
Yeah, that's the administration fee for the cost of having to add you to the tally that's keeping United States in the lead with antidepressant use. Coming to classrooms near you. Lunchables is signing deals with kindergarten to 12 schools across the country to provide improved nutrition versions of its products in schools. Amazing. Certainly not more expensive than just bulk ordering a bunch of basic food that can be cooked up and served easily. No, let's just pay a company for their premium product.
Don't jump just yet. We still need your labor.
Don't jump.
CareerBuilder.com, allowing you to climb higher on that corporate ladder. It's the safer way to reach terminal velocity. What? Dow said it was recycling our shoes. We found them in Indonesia. No doubt being resold there as well so they can make a profit. Absentee homeowners are crowding the housing market, data shows. Ah yes, the never-ending debate between anyone at the ages of 18 up to 50. Let's just walk on past this dumpster fire of people only listening to their side of the situation. Toronto's subway system has experienced such a significant increase in random assaults that there's now a specialized self-defense course. Damn, in Toronto too. I thought at most they do was just hug you really aggressively. Are you telling me a ridiculous stereotype about Canadians being friendly doesn't adhere to everyone in their population? Insane! Silicon Valley, everyone. Escaping this world of homelessness to a world where he has food, but is still homeless. Got to ground it in reality somehow. That's what makes it more engaging. A dating simulator that also files your income taxes? What? Mischief's Tax Haven 3000 is a dating simulator that also files your income taxes. Oh god, I'm curious.
Oh, what's wrong with me?
Stupid anti-homeless architecture. You can't even sit on them comfortably. I swear I've never seen anything more wasteful of resources than this sort of architecture. Meanwhile, in something to give renters more ammunition to hate people who own houses, landlords will soon be outsourcing their dirty work to the blockchain. Smart locks could mean getting locked out of your apartment the minute your rent is late. Though I am a renter, I'm actually for this, but only in the case of literal evictions where they haven't left despite being told to leave. Hundreds queue in the street for a chance to snap up 2-bedroom East London home for £1,200 a month. Oh, so fun. The tension of rivalry between everyone as you walk through the space. Rents in Turkish North Cyprus soar as landlords exploit quake victims. A wonderful example where just because something you own is in demand doesn't mean you should hike up the price for it. Especially when it's something that, is just what you need to survive and live properly in society. From a beautiful building to a regular KFC. What do you mean? It's beautiful now! Look! 90% of it is a car park! Do something you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
Yeah, I love this!
When a billboard is more important than a view, a new way to crush the souls of office workers. Okay, but I'd argue it depends on which way the sun sets and rises. Because for some people working in these glass window offices, it's a nightmare to just the glare. It kills you. It blinds you forever. Plasma equals break. Find your spring break adventure. Donate plasma and get up to $900. Let us drain your body of its goo. I was reimbursed $7.05 by Equifax for having my identity stolen after their breach. Imagine later finding out that some people got like $5,000 because it's not that they're cheap, it's just that you're not that valuable of an identity. Rutgers president tries to intimidate union members by incorrectly claiming a strike is illegal after nearly a year of unsuccessful negotiations. Imagine actually trying to persuade a bunch of young adults, especially university students, that striking against a terrible boss with terrible offers is a bad and shameful thing. It's not gonna work, man. They're not gonna take your side. It's like to encourage those who are renting that they should tip their landlords. Boeing argues they should pay less to survivors of Ethiopia 737 MAX crash because the planes failed so badly that pain and suffering damages don't apply? Wow!
No, Your Honor, it's fine, okay? They all died basically immediately, so, probably. I mean, we weren't there, but I'm sure they did.
IQ scores are failing and have been for decades. Environmental factors, including the education system, to blame. Don't worry, I'm sure they're going to implement some new advanced educational system to fix this. Like disregarding IQ scores entirely. Can't say they're falling if they no longer exist. Grade 5 science project leads to water quality testing at school in northern Quebec. Or Quebec. Northern Quebec? Yeah, that one. Quebec. Okay, so if I'm getting the story straight, they did a science project which resulted in them needing to test the quality of water in the school in general. Amazing.
Our results show that we are all severely poisoned with lead. Yay!
Future Fords could repossess themselves and drive away if you miss payments. Okay, well that just sounds hilarious at first, but also very dire and depressing. Oh, but you just know if it damages itself on the way driving back that you will be charged for it.
Welcome to Vegas.
Don't let a fun night ruin a great day. IV drip therapy? No, you know what? I can see how this is smart. I could see this as a way to decongest the hospitals having to deal with drunks all the time. Someone's planning to get smashed and they've already booked in their session to deal with it later. There's nothing good about Goodwill. Homeless man steals clothes from donation bin. That's a sentence that doesn't make sense here. Oh wow, literally the manager of Goodwill there actually reported it too. It wasn't just a case of some stranger seeing them do it and thinking they were a bad person. No. It was someone whose job is to take care of people like this. The shirts and jeans were valued at $15. Aerial view of a tire scrapyard.
See people, this is where they all end up when you throw them off the pizza.
So wasteful.
Just eat them.
Forbes track record. Elizabeth Holmes, the wannabe Steve Jobs. Sam Bankman-Fried. Proof it's who you know, not what you know. Adam Newman. I don't know him, but he has a weird face.
But we got it right this time with America's Best Banks, highlighting SVB. They're so good, nothing could happen to them.
Casual commute. An oldie but a goodie to highlight. The 50-lane traffic in China. If you zoom into random parts of it, you can see people's car doors open and walking about. Why? Because they literally are there for hours. I mean, like hours, not just a few, like 5 to 10. The bars on this drive-through window. Yeah, maybe if people didn't go so crazy over chicken nuggets, we wouldn't have this.